For my next guest, I'm joined in the studio by Fiori Hoxhaj from Tropojan, one of my favourite places in Albania. I just can't understand what they're saying when they talk, unfortunately. Now, Fiori was chosen as one of the winners of an international storytelling contest organised by the Peace Corps. Fiori is a member of the US Embassy's Youth Council, and she is the president of Girls Leading Our World, otherwise known as GLOW Club. Now, recently, back in March, she attended a ceremony at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. She spoke about her connection with the Peace Corps. She also spoke about her childhood and growing up in Albania, in particular in Tropojan. Fiori, welcome to Inside Albania. It's a pleasure to have you here today with me.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure for being here.
So I'm really excited to speak to you today. I've heard a lot about you from several friends of mine. Let's start at the beginning. Tell me about your story, the most recent part of your story anyway, which is an Albanian fairy tale. Start at the beginning. Tell me the gist of the fairy tale and this story.
So my fairy tale started in 2019 when I was only 13 years old, and there were some Peace Corps volunteers assigned in my site in Tropojan. And they took me by my hand and we started doing projects, and it's so nice how a 5-day summer camp changed the whole course of my life. And that's where my Tropojan fairy tale began. After that, we started GLOW Club Tropojan, which stands for Girls Leading Our World, and that was just the beginning of leadership in Tropojan. That's where the girls realized that they can do things and they are capable of achieving everything that they want to. Scrolling on social media, I realized that there is a competition called Storytelling Contest with Peace Corps, which the topic was growing together. And I was thinking to myself, what better story can I tell than my story of growing together with these 2 Peace Corps volunteers and my whole community changing? So I made a 4-minute video, which was selected as one of the 8 winners of the contest. And I went to the US to represent my Albanian fairy tale to the whole audience. And it was such a pleasure to have amazing guests being there and presenting our story to the international arena.
Putting Albania on the map in a positive way.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I want to pick up on one thing you mentioned, GLOW. Now, I understand why there's a need for women empowerment and things in areas like Tropojan, but for people who are watching who are maybe not so familiar with the societal context in this area and the need for such an organisation, can you explain the broader context and also a bit more about what this group does?
So GLOW is a Peace Corps program which started in Romania. And these 2 Peace Corps volunteers realized that in our community, the mentality on girls was a little bit harsh. And it was hard for the girls, to stay longer outside or hang out with their friends a lot like boys did. So we tried to create a safe space for them within the community. So everything is local based. And the aim of the group, the goal of the group is empowering young girls and women of Tropojan. And now we're seeing that it's having a broader it's reaching a broader audience and impact because we have been sharing our story with everybody, and people get moved and they want to hear more, they want to see more, and now they want to be part of our story, so they want to contribute to this community development.
And the girls and women that take part in this organization, like what sort of activities do you do? How do you sort of help them develop with empowerment and things like this?
We really try to plant within them the love for community service because we think that giving back is the beginning of your whole journey. Giving back where you're from and not forgetting where you come from. It's really important for us, and having them, sitting down with them and thinking about what they want to do. What are the things that they are passionate about? What are the things that they want to change in their community? What they want to improve? How they want to contribute? So sitting down with them and getting all those ideas back from them and letting them lead it, standing in the back, holding their hand, telling them that they can do it, helping them push through is the main thing that we do. And also collaborating with the whole community now, with the teachers, with the parents, and with the institutions has been a big part of our journey.
And I think in an area like Tropojan, it's developing the sense of community and contributing to the community, and involvement and giving back is very important, because I think it has one of the, if not the highest rate of sort of demographic change in Albania, because it's so remote. People, they don't see there are many opportunities there. They don't think there are tourism is a big one, but they are moving to the cities. The population is getting smaller and smaller, especially amongst young people. So is this part of the aim behind it, not just empowering women, but also trying to foster a sense of belonging and maybe encourage people not just to leave?
Yeah, this was a very important part why we started, so we can tell the young generation, by action, that they should love their country, they should love their hometown, and give them reasons to stay.
You went to Washington, D.C. as a result of being one of the winners of this competition. I mean, that's huge. You also received a letter from the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, which I can imagine is like framed on your wall, probably. Big gold frame.
Yeah. With a picture on the side.
Yeah. What was that experience like? What was it like getting the letter, the recognition from him, going to the US, speaking in front of all of those very, very important people? And what was the reaction from them as well?
Well, for me, the letter was like the best reward I could get. Before, when we had the secretary here in Tirana, I was selected as the youth speaker at the event at the Pyramid. And I have never enjoyed something that much in my life. It's like when I went on stage, I felt like, okay, this is where I belong. I'm going to stay here. You guys can go.
You weren't terrified slightly?
No, I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was really excited to share my story once again, and also have all those inspiring young Albanians in front of me who want to contribute and give back to their country.
Yes.
Is one more reason why I was very excited to share everything that I said there. And getting the letter from the secretary was just the cherry on top. Getting recognition from him, he's a very smart man. And for someone who aspirates to follow the path of international relations, it's one more motivation to go forward.
Now, you obviously you are immersed in some of these communities. You listen to what people have to say, your peers. I mean, we've touched on some of the issues already, but I want to ask if there's any more. What other issues are young people facing in these remote areas? So infrastructure is one, maybe a perceived lack of opportunity or job is another. What else is there?
The lack of information is really important. We all are social media users, but social media can tell us so much. And in the end of the day, then you need people to tell you what is actually going on. One specific example that I can give to kind of visualize the idea that I'm talking about, the kids there didn't have information about the opportunities that are in Tirana, so they would come to university and they would have nothing to do besides school and going home and learning for school. Now, it's really important to get great grades. And we totally agree on that. But it's really important to have the social side and, find internship opportunities, find job opportunities, part-time that they can work during their school time. And I think this is the key point why young Albanians in remote areas are not very motivated to come even to Tirana, and they want to leave to other countries because they have more access to the information of the opportunities that there are.
They see on Instagram and things like that. Life in Europe is so wonderful and easy and everyone has so much money. It's not like that, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Now, what are your ambitions? Like, obviously you are very successful, very ambitious as well. So what is in the future for you, short term, long term? Do you want to stay in Albania?
I really do want to stay in Albania, and I don't just say that, but I mean it. And I'm studying here in Albania political science in the Faculty of Social Sciences here in Tirana, and I really see myself contributing to the development of my country in a larger scale tomorrow. Hopefully being part of the government or any kind of leadership in our country that might help the youth to go forward and just improve the whole country. And
actually, I was going to sneak my last question up on you to try and put you on the spot, but you beat me to it, which was, I can see you running in politics in the future, being a politician. I mean, you're, how to put this nicely, you seem more honest than many politicians out there. You're really passionate, you believe in it, etc. And no offense to any politicians, really, but I could see you doing something like this. The way you speak, the way you hold yourself on a stage, the way that you just said you weren't scared to talk in front of all those people. You were excited. You know, these are impressive and very rare skill sets. So I could see you running for politics in the future. And there's not many people I've seen that I would say that about. This is something you've considered? I mean, are you going to run for Prime Minister one day? Do you want to work with a political party? I mean, what's your sort of long-term ambition?
Look, you never know. Never say never. But my main focus right now is international relations. I would love to even represent Albania in another country.
Okay.
Or work with foreign representatives here in Albania.
So there's a lot of political problems going on at the moment, which do cause some problems in terms of Albania's reputation. But we have elections coming. The main parties have said they're going to sort of cooperate and get on with each other. Let's see how long that lasts. But I feel that not much attention is paid to what the youth want, you know, and they are the voters. They're the swing voters. They're the ones who have probably not made their minds up either way yet. But, you know, if they want to leave the country, why are they going to bother voting? So I want to ask you, in your experience, and bearing in mind your future ambitions as well, what do politicians in this country need to focus on to get the youth vote?
I think that they need to sit down with the youth and include them in policy making. It's very important to get from them genuinely what they want and what they need, so they don't need to leave the country. And who is going to make this country better if the youth, if everybody leaves?
Exactly.
Who is going to be left? And so I think it's very important for all politicians, because they have in their hands the future of this country. They have the youth, and they can find so many ways to include them in policy making by asking them.
Like, give me some concrete things. What would you, if you had the Prime Minister in front of you now? I mean, we're similar heights, but that's where the similarities end. What would you say to him? What do the youth in this country need urgently from the government? They
need job opportunities. They need better education. They need maybe even sisterhoods between universities who are abroad. I know Erasmus works great, but there are maybe a lot of other students that they aim to study in different countries, so they can come and bring back a different culture and try to improve even the policy making here in Albania by the things that they learn abroad and how democracy works in other countries beside Albania.
I'm curious, I haven't been to the US. What did you like about it, and what did you not like?
I really loved every part of it, because I was a tourist, and, you know, you see all the best parts of it.
It's so big and exciting. You know, I've seen that in a film. And
yeah, no, for me, it was very exciting. I loved all the new places that I saw, that I've been seeing them in movies for my whole life and dreaming about being there one day. But most importantly, the great people I met and the great people I was with, it just made my whole journey better.
There was nothing you didn't like, or?
No. To be honest, everybody was asking me about the food.
Yeah.
The food was delicious. I loved it.
Well, how was the coffee compared to Albania? Now, my last question for you. I've mentioned a lot disillusionment. Youth are feeling a disconnect with their country, and I think this comes for many reasons, from not dealing with the communist past, to this lack of opportunities, to seeing all their friends and family are living abroad, and sort of jealousy, this push-pull factor of social media, etc. To those who may be watching who don't know what to do, do I stay in my village? Do I go to Tirana? Do I move abroad? Do I risk a boat crossing to the UK? Do I, someone who's mulling their options and doesn't know what direction to take their life in, what is the one piece of advice you would give to them?
I would say risk in the right direction. It's very important to know what you want and know what you need to want, because not always the shortcut is the best way that you can take. But see, if there is no opportunities around you, you can create one. You can get with people that have the same ambitions as you do and are inspired to do better, and get together and create something, even if there is nothing. We had nothing in Tropojan. And now we do have a million things because the community wanted so. And people got together and created everything.
And they opened their eyes to what's around. I mean, the potential of that area for tourism, activities, this sort of thing. There is so much potential, but you have to open yourself to that potential and figure out ways to not exploit it, but to create revenue and things out of it, not just the quick way. You know, I want 2,000 euros a month salary as quick as possible. You know, this is not always even in the UK, we had to start somewhere, you know,
Exactly.
many years ago, let alone Albania. Are there any other short-term projects that you are working on that we can look out for, people who want to follow you, etc.?
Right now, I am working with the Glow Girls. I'm the Glow Club president, and we're trying to create some really beautiful projects, which you can see on our social media, Glow Club Tropoj. I'm also a member of the U.S. Embassy Youth Council, and we're also collaborating together for the summer camp that we're going to do in Tropoj. So I think that all the audience should look forward to that and get that as an inspiration to give back to their communities and think beyond themselves.
And also, to anyone watching who hasn't visited Tropoja, they absolutely should do. There's no excuse not to, correct?
Yeah, Tropoj is a must. It's the most beautiful place with the most beautiful nature. But most of all, you have the most welcoming and heartwarming people.
Yes, and great food as well.
Oh, amazing. Especially if you want to put on weight. The best.
Fiori, thank you so much. And if I ever get my citizenship, you have my vote, hands down.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Anytime.
It was great.